talk to us about what Pandora is doing here at CES this year.
Well, we've been at this for a while, as you know, kind of planting a lot of seeds, and we see each year just sort of more fruits of that. So we're now on over 1,000 connected devices, 10 of the top 10 selling cars. You walk around the floor now and we see our logos everywhere. So it just feels like we're embedded pretty ubiquitously. We've seen that progression year after year, so it's fun to go see the fruits of our labor.
Once upon a time, you said that the iPhone changed Pandora and really put it on the map. So it's been, I think, 8 years since the iPhone came out. So
that's right, yeah.
What's the next level? What was the next product that really made a big impact with you guys?
Boy, nothing has compared to the smartphone between both the iPhone and the Android phones. In terms of scale, there's not a device that approaches them. But I'd say, looking ahead, cars they grow more slowly, but it's a gigantic category, and we're embedded on so many vehicles coming out of the factory now that I think if you look down the road, that's where we're going to see a lot of sort of steady, consistent growth.
And one of the more interesting things that happened this year was Volvo rolled out one of the first connected cars, and Pandora was a featured app in that connected car. So you no longer have to use your phone to tether to the car in order to access the app. It can be done directly through the CarZone connection, and that I think is really an exciting evolution in the infotainment systems in cars. It just takes the friction away. You walk in, you hit the button, and the music starts playing.
76 million listeners a month. Is there any radio station that comes even close?
No, not even close. I mean, in the United States, we're the #1 radio station in 14 of the top 15 markets. So our reach
what's the other market then?
What's the one market?
Yeah, the one market.
You'll laugh. It's actually Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Yes.
Okay. They've got 77 million listeners.
Yeah, exactly. No, in the market, there's no one station or even, I think if you look at Clear Channel, they talk about all of radio having 240 million listeners in AM/FM radio across the United States. I don't know how that breaks up specifically among the holding companies, though.
All righty. Wearables. Is that the next frontier? I'd like to get both of your takes on wearables and Pandora on the watch and all the various things that are going to be coming.
Well, I think any one of these devices has the potential to be another hero device for us. If the Pebble watch or a connected wearable catches the consumer's appetite, it could be a whole new distribution channel for us, and it has the potential to be a massive one, as they're relatively inexpensive, and you can easily see that becoming a common sort of consumer device. So I don't know that I have a bet on one or the other, but I think it's a whole new frontier. Yeah.
Mike?
I mean, already I would consider my cell phone a wearable, even though it stays in a pocket rather than on my wrist. I think we're very conditioned to using electronics every day in every part of our life, and as they get built into whether it's on our clothing, on our accessories, I think that's just whatever makes it more efficient for us to use connected data or consume media through connected forms. Those things are going to be successful. Phones are into the phone itself, actually.
What about the Apple Watch? Is that going to change the way we live? Are teenagers and young adults going to be wearing watches again? What do you think?
That's possible, I think. I mean, they certainly are. It's a way to bring the watch back into fashion, for sure. But I don't know that I'm not sure. Not sure about it.
Can you imagine the iPhone, iPad experience all over again for you guys with the watch? Is it going to be that big?
Well, I think it's a difficult analog because it's such a smaller screen. So there's far fewer things you can do with it. But I think if it has a small number of really well-designed, intuitive utilities on it, you can imagine it being really popular.
Mike?
Yeah, I think it's going to take over some of the functions we currently use our phones for, because it's just a little bit more easier to use. I mentioned text messaging, and, any sort of content. You use it as a camera. You could use it as a lot of different things. As the screens get smaller, the resolution gets better, and you can actually interact with it, and the battery can last for a while. I think that's pretty interesting. Apple's proven itself extremely capable at building highly functional and usable devices. So if anybody can do it, I think Apple. There's a lot of players trying. I think Apple has a good chance.
All righty. Now Mike has to take a flight to get to the airport. So we're going to say goodbye to Mike, and I'm going to thank both of you guys for coming up.
Thanks,
Tim,
Jeff.
as always.
Thank you, Jeff.
Mike, thank you very much. Thanks, everybody.